in a pineapple under the sea! By popular demand, we are making a SpongeBob plush collection. This collection isn't as big as some of the other ones I've got, but I still have a few plush in this group that may impress. And starting off, we have the Ty or TY SpongeBob SquarePants. He's a beanie baby, he's got a lot of beans in him obviously, he's got a little bit of fabric up here, he's got the little legs, little arms, overall good plush across the board. Next is Patrick. This is the Universal Studios Patrick, and I remember getting him back at Universal Studios Orlando way back in the day. I think it was like, I want to say 2009 or something like that. And to complete the trio, here's the TY Squidward. Ha! Next is the Ty/TY Mr. Krabs plush. Another solid plush across the board. Like SpongeBob and Squidward, he's got a lot of beans in him because he's basically a beanie baby. Straight out of Texas, it's Sandy Cheeks. This plush was made by Mattel in 2002, and for a 20-year-old plush, looks absolutely fantastic. I mean, yeah, there's paint chipping on the plush, and this was a thing with a lot of plush makers at the time. They just loved using this type of material for plush. This is also seen on the Sane, Olimar, and Louie as well from Pikmin, where they just really love using this type of fabric, but it chips away over time, and it's really obnoxious. I mean, someone tried to repaint over the plush, and it looks okay. Again, for a 20-year-old plush, it looks fine. But a lot of the Sandy plush do not have the helmet, or they have the fabric version of the helmet, which is also fine, but this Sandy looked size accurate compared to the rest of the cast, so I went with this one instead. Also from TY/Ty, it's Gary the Snail. Another Beanie Baby. Next up from Just Play LLC, it's Sheldon J. Plankton, or just Plankton. But it does kind of ruin the joke that despite his tiny height, he has a big booming voice, and something that they also kind of ruined in the Japanese dub for SpongeBob, but what do I know? Who am I to judge? Here's an interesting plush for the collection from Culture Fly. It's Glovey Glove. Of all the characters they could have turned into plush, Glovey Glove was not the one I was expecting. Also interestingly, he is a hand puppet. My hands are too big for the puppet, so I don't really want to demonstrate. I think Glovey Glove might enjoy that for some sick reason, and honestly, I don't want to give Glovey Glove the satisfaction of that. But I just wish they could have made another character instead of Glovey Glove. I mean, nothing against Glovey Glove, but there's so many characters in SpongeBob who could get new plush, like Mrs. Puff, or new ones for characters who exist, like Bubble Bass or the Flying Dutchman, but instead we got Glovey Glove. Like, I'm not complaining, I'm just very, very confused. Here's an interesting plush from Sababa Toys. This is Plankton, specifically Plankton displaying civil disobedience. This was from the episode Plankton's Army, and it's a rather interesting idea for a plush. Also interestingly, despite the plush being made in 2004, it's still a really nice plush. The eyebrow material is interesting, I like the unique design of the antennae. The arms are actually bendable for some reason, and so are the legs, kind of. I think it's also funny they decided on this one Plankton from this one scene to make into a plush toy. I am not a roach. I just love that. And for size accuracy, I think this Plankton is a bit better, but I prefer the Just Play plush just because he just looks a little cooler, you know? Next up is SpongeBob in his tuxedo, also known as SpongeBob Fancy Pants or SpongeBob Tuxedo Pants. As a plush, I use him very rarely. I think I've used him once in Nick All-Star Brawl for SpongeBob's victory animation where he says, "You gotta be kidding me." But otherwise, we don't really use the plush very often. I mean, I think I might have used him once or twice back in the day, but otherwise, not really. Hey, SpongeBob, let's lift some weights. That's right, it's Larry the Lobster. Of all characters, I would not expect Larry to get a plush. I mean, this isn't even really a plush per se, he's a golf club holder. Yeah, this guy is meant to go on top of golf clubs. He's supposed to keep them warm and clean and stuff. He is made by Pearlygate, and he looks fantastic. And size-wise, again, I keep talking about size, but he is a big boy compared to, say, SpongeBob or Squidward over here, as you can see. And also, because he's a golf club holder, he's... Oh my goodness! But inside of Larry is a wire, which is used for his arms. You can bend the arms, and for some reason you can bend the antennae on his head. Kind of an interesting choice, but still really good looking plush, really cool. Very glad they gave this character some love. Also going to talk about SpongeBob's house, made by Build-A-Bear. This is a structure that is used to hold various characters. In this case, it would be obviously for SpongeBob. Uh-oh. Why? Why did you set me on fire, SpongeBob? Why didn't you just finish your essay? Owner of the most fabulous unibrow on this earth, it's Squilliam Fancy Son. We took a TY Squidward and we modified him into Squilliam using a little mustache for the unibrow, a smoker jacket from a 1960s Barbie set for the jacket, and we just snatched a little, I don't even know, I think it's like a little scarf. I'm gonna probably replace this with an actual purple like little handkerchief. For now, this is Squilliam. Didn't want to get a full-on custom for Squilliam either because I felt like, oh, we already have Squidward, may as well make this one as well. So, yeah, here he is. And last but not least is Karen. Yes, we got a plush of Karen. I didn't want Plankton to be alone, so I figured let's give Karen a little time in the spotlight too. I really like Karen, she's a fun character. This is a custom plush made by Michael K. I do believe the face glows in the dark, if I'm not mistaken, and the neck is bendable. Unfortunately, Karen is very top heavy, as you can see. So often I'll have to prop her up with like a wall or something, or I'll have to hold on to her just to keep her head in the game. Is it a bad design? No, it's just she needs a little bit of help to move around, you know? Not sure if you can see her, but there it is, she's glowing in the dark. Now, I know the SpongeBob collection was a little small, so I'm also going to talk about a few Nicktoons. And we're going to start with Rocco Rama from Rocco's Modern Life. The plush was distributed by Comic Images, and this was part of the deformed Nicktoons line. And without Rocco, I don't think we'd have SpongeBob. I mean, a lot of the actors from SpongeBob were on Rocco, a lot of the writers, and even Steven Hillenburg, the late creator of SpongeBob, was on the writing team for Rocco. So without Rocco, I don't think we would have SpongeBob, or at least that signature style. Always good to respect your elders, and in that case, it would be Rocco. Speaking of respecting your elders, here is Stimpy. This is the Just Play Stimpy, part of the Nicktoons lineup. If you were a Nicktoons fan, this was a great time for merch. And you can't have one without the other, so also from the same lineup, here is Ren Hoek. A very bizarre looking plush indeed. That's not even the most bizarre piece of Ren and Stimpy merch. Have you seen these types of plushies for Ren? I mean, yikes. Can't leave out an all-American hero, especially one like Powdered Toast Man! Leave everything to him. And last but not least is April O'Neil from the 1987 Ninja Turtles series. Now this plush was made for Nick All-Star Brawl, made her a little too late as the video had already been released, and April was supposed to be in the video, featured as an overpowered character because in the first game she is incredibly overpowered. Not sure if she is in the second game, haven't seen enough footage of it yet. When it comes to the plush, her legs are articulated and they can bend, her arms are articulated and can bend, and her neck can move too. She also comes with her little camera, and overall, she looks fantastic. I just wish Ninja Turtles had more plush in their department. I mean, have you seen what they did to Shredder? No, no, no. So, this is my current SpongeBob / Nickelodeon plush collection. And if anyone asks, can I have them? The short answer is no, but the long answer is there's lots of places where you can search to find these items. A lot of them, like SpongeBob, Patrick, Gary, Squidward, and Mr. Krabs are easy to access, while others like Karen can be custom made. Those like Squilliam can be custom made, and ones like Larry, I'd say it's best you get a custom. Is there a character I'd like to see as a plush? The answer is the Flying Dutchman, or perhaps a new plush of Mrs. Puff. Well, I'm out of stuff to say, so until next time, this is Luigi Fan Quad 01 signing out, saying see you guys later, and have yourselves a fantastic day.
Are you approaching me?